are really struggling with uh, not reacting to impulsively and really struggling with things like you know information overload, brain fog, in so many ways. Yesterday, I started a new initiative about a commentary of diseases of civilization, where I'm kind of building up how our lifestyles have really causing more chronic illness and more of people not able to live a very happy, enjoyable life, and more like spending time with suffering from the chronic disease. That's a fact, right? A lot of people end up in the nursing home very quickly, and then they don't have any viable, really vital life, I should say. So that's why I kind of wrote this book yesterday about it's still to be completed, but most of it is done. Uh, it's about how our lifestyles are really either causing or aggravating already existent chronic diseases, right? So, to avoid all that, take care of yourself, both body wise, mind wise, heart wise, and spirit wise. And this routine is supposed to help in those uh, perspectives, in those realms, all the realms. So, you get up in the morning and be established in the present and stretch and breathe deep into your body's core corners, and then just energize yourself by good exercise and uh, take that focus and concentration on the present to the work. Okay, that's what we were trying to do. Remember, the seven principles are deep breathing, stretching the body. Yoga is best for that for me, and that's why I kind of show those so that anybody can do. We can sit down and do, lie down on the floor, or whichever way you want, you can do that, right? Do them, and then try to get your mind focused in the present moment and open your heart to service whatever you do. That means you bring the service attitude and equanimous attitude. That means you are not going to react to everything just like that, and respond to your challenges with vigor, with focus, with concentration, and get it accomplished well, and develop confidence and satisfaction and fulfillment from performing your tasks and responding to them properly, not with the instinct, not with fear, not with the something reaction emotional that's not going to be good for you in the long term. So people don't prepare themselves for the job in the correct way in the morning, and they get up and jump out of the bed and then take a shower and go there. That may be not going to help you to get ready for the job. So actually you should get ready for that in the night before, right? So have a good sleep, and then when you wake up, you are all energy in the morning, and then you go and do whatever you want to do. Okay, so make some time. Try to get up early. That's a good thing. So many good things happen when you get up early. Okay, so welcome everybody, and we will start with the deep breathing to warm us up. Then we will go to the stretching, and I will show you how to do sun salutations sitting in the chair. Okay, and this is a modified version of sun salutations, but somewhat less effective than when you do standing and doing that. But I will ease it slowly. I'm going to get people get used to this, and then once their body is pliable enough, then we can go to the full salutations, and then you can do that. If you want to learn more about it, you can see my videos on the YouTube, or you can join my wellness club at bapal.net. Okay, you can also come here every day, and then we're going to do some variety of stretches, because getting people to be proactive about their wellness is the goal of this talk. So this will be more of a talk and answering questions and all that. Yesterday, one of my friends asked a question. Then I told her to respond at length. She can come here instead of me typing it out. So I welcome people to come and ask questions, and their own particular problem we'll deal with. But essentially, how to be proactive with our wellness by getting our body and mind and heart ready for the job or whatever tasks we have to do during the day, and do them properly, but at the same time don't take the stress from modern life. Okay, that is why this preparation. So be proactive for your own wellness. Take self care of your body, of your mind, of your heart, and the spirit. That's the briefly I'm addressing here. I put it like a seven principles together. Number one is breathe deeply in the morning. You can do that by sitting at the edge of bed, right? That's a good thing to do. And then you stretch your body while deep breathing also. And then you kind of do the stretching and all that as much as you want. We can do. There is a good videos I made on whole body stretching with the deep breathing. You can go and see it on my YouTube too. So today we're going to start with the deep breathing. For the deep breathing, as I said, you want to be empty stomach and don't eat anything and then start this. But if you have eaten something, half an hour after a small snack, you can do this, or 1.5 hours after the meal. Okay, preferably do this on the empty stomach after going to the bathroom and emptying the bladder and bowel, and then coming and sitting tall in your chair and with your back erect, not leaning into the chair, and then take deep breath through the mouth, through the nose. Okay, close your mouth and take deep breath through the nose. As you take deep breath in, abdominal wall comes out, and then hold the breath after full breath, and maybe a few seconds, and then let it go, and then breathe out as the abdominal goes to the spine, towards the spine, goes back. Okay, very simple. Let's do that. This is called Bastrika. Okay, that is one variety I start with. Then the other variety, very simple, is just raise your hands or show the palms to the camera, and you can see me on the YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, and then raise your hands, go up as the elbows extended. You take a deep breath in, and as you come down, breathe out. 5 times. You can do this at the office also. Whenever you have a minute break, take that and then do this 5. You will be refreshed. The third one, which is much more deeper, is to clasp your hands, put them under the chin. Okay, and as you raise your elbows to the side and up, and the head goes back, you take a deep breath in. And as you reach the top of the position, let it go and breathe out through the mouth, saying, ah. See, there's a deep exhalation, relaxes you very much. Now, focus. Be here and now. Take deep breath all the way up and open the mouth. Then you take the deep breath through the nose. Okay. Close your mouth and take the deep breath as the hands go up, our elbows go up. Two more times. Okay. Those are just to warm up. Okay. Now, some principles in this morning yoga practice. First of all, be in the present, be here and now. Okay. And then deep breathe, whatever you are doing, coordinate it with the breathing. And the third thing is do both sides of the body. Remember these three principles, then you will be doing. If you are sitting, always sit with your back erect, the neck erect. Okay. And then you can stretch and all that. Okay. So that is the deep breathing you want to incorporate all through the day. Either you can do this Bastrika before breakfast, before lunch, and before dinner. That's good enough. Or if you are not able to get a time like that, maybe every 1 hour, 1 minute, take a break and go into the deep breathing of a simple thing. And then bring your attention to the tip of the nose where air is going in and out so that you can feel the alanase, the tip of the nose, that you are able to bring your attention, thereby you come to the present moment. Okay, this is a good way to escape from the information overload we have in offices, in houses, and everywhere we are working with the devices and all that. So you don't want to overwhelm your brain, your mind to too much information, too many thoughts. So emptying with that kind of practice is both good for you and also relaxes your mind. The deep breathing has an effect on the parasympathetic nervous system. Normally, we go to the office and we go on reacting to things big and small, and that activates the sympathetic nervous system, which gives you the stress hormones and all that. To antidote that, deep breathing is a simple way that you can do. Or you can cultivate a habit of deep breathing while you are waiting in front of a red light. Go and just that 1 minute, use it for your breathing, deep breathing. If you cultivate this habit, you will thank yourself later on. Okay, your mind will slow down, you will come to the present, and also you'll have a lot more energy because you're getting more air, more oxygen into the system. Okay, especially when you are driving and all that, if you cultivate this, you will not have the otherwise aches and pains that you develop in your body. Okay, of course, if you are running, if you are walking, if you are doing any of them, there are ways to improve performance of those activities, sports, any sport, by cultivating this stretch and breath routine. Okay. Now we're going to do a simple stretch. Start with the stretching. That's the second principle, right? In us. So let us start with the simple stretches. Clasp both your hands and then turn the palms outward and show it to the camera. Okay, and then elbows extended, take the hands up over your head all the way up and stretch to the ceiling. And now if you are sitting, you come up on the toes, lift the heels up. Okay, that gives this stretch much better to the legs also. Like right now I'm on my toes, right? And now you turn to the left, both your trunk and the head, and look over the left shoulder to the back. Take deep breath in, and as you're breathing out, come to the center. Now take a deep breath in and turn to the right, all the way. Breathing out, come to the front. Okay, two more times. To the left, take deep breath in, breathing out, come to the center. To the right, and breathing out, come to center. One more. Okay, and then release and come back to normal position and come back down your heels, which were up, you are on the toes, right? So that's a very simple um, stretch you can do. You are twisting the spine, which makes you more alert. Okay, now put right hand on the left shoulder and left hand on the right shoulder. Okay, and now you are sitting tall with both hands on opposite shoulders. Now you turn again to the left, taking deep breath in, breathing out, come to the center. Now to the right, turn torso and the head to the right. Look over the right shoulder to the back. Breathing out, come to the front. Okay, so now we're going to go to the spinal twist at the lower spine, like, put your right hand on the left hip and left hand on the right hip and turn to the left. Turn the head to the left and breathing out, come to the center. Breathing in, go to the right. Breathing out, come to the center. Two more times. Last one. Okay. So this is how you want to stimulate your spine so that you are waken up. Okay, all your lethargy or sleepiness will go down when you stimulate your spine. One of the exercises for doing that is not only this twisting, they are preliminary, but what's called Surya Namaskars or sun salutations. Full salutations, you can stand up and do that. Involves over 12 asanas and 12 different postures you do in sequence, then they become the sun salutations. Okay, you can do that modified version of that just by sitting up too. You say, sit up with both your planted on the floor, all your sole of the foot is completely in contact with the ground, right? Then press your toes, press your sole, press your heel into the ground. Okay. Now take your both hands bent at the elbow and now take both hands up, all the way up while taking deep breath in. And let the head fall to the back and the hands fall to the back. And now breathing out, bring both hands to the feet, bend at the lower lumbar spine, and breathe out. Touch both feet, and now you put right hand on the left foot and raise the left hand and extend it to the side. And turn the left hand, look at the left palm. Now bring the left hand down and release the right hand. Keep the left hand on the right foot and elevate the right hand to the side. And look at turning the head, look at the right hand. And bring it down. And now come up and hold on to the right knee with both hands and bring it up so that the right thigh touches the abdomen. Breathe out when you are doing this and lower it down and both hands on the left knee and bring the left thigh to touch the abdomen. Breathing out. Coordination of the breath, I will take it later, but you do the best you can do. Okay, and that's itself. You can again go up both hands and then go back and then bring it down. Okay, that's a partial mini sun salutation. You can do 1 to 5 times, so just to allow yourself to be stretched in several areas of the body. Main thing is the spine goes to the back and to the front. So that bend is very, very good. Okay. Now keep both your hands on the knees, both knees, and then both feet are 1 feet apart. And you stood straight. Now take a deep breath and let the head go back. Go back. Head goes back. And breathing out, bring the head down and touch the chin to the chest. This is the stretch for the upper spine. Now take a deep breath in, go back and breathe out and come to touch the chin to the chest. One more time. Okay. This bending of neck up and down is very good for the upper spine. And now look straight and turn the head to the left slowly as you take the deep breath in. Breathe out and bring the chin to the front, to the center. And take deep breath and turn the head to the right side. Breathe out and bring it to the center. 2 more times. Do this slowly, deliberately, with awareness of what are the stretch doing to your body. Breathe out, come to the center. Breathe in to the right. Here is where you put your mind in the present, being aware of what is happening with the stretch, where the stretch is producing some tension and relaxation. Don't push it. Do deliberately, coordinating, aligning with your breath. See, aligning the body, breath, and the brain. Okay, that is the stretch of the neck, and I showed you advanced stretches yesterday. Um, you can do them too if you have the time. But the main purpose of this hour is to motivate you to get into a morning routine where you will design and follow it up to be uh, ready for whatever you do in the day, right? Then it will be much better when you're alert, you are energized, you have some insights into your body operations, and you can also use the sounds to reverberate with you. You can do Om or anything else. And then you have the connection with the rest of the world and equanimous. And then you go there and work without reacting but responding to your tasks. And you will cultivate a service attitude and you will really have this equanimous attitude. Okay. So there are certain things you do and certain attitudes you cultivate, certain intentions you make, and then you go to the work with the intention of you're going to be in the present in whatever you do, and you're going to take deep breath breaks, and you will stretch whenever you have a chance. If you just do these simple things through the day, at least 2 or 3 times, I think you are going to not allow the tension to build up in your body, and that helps you with your longevity to be well for a long time. But you have to do it consistently, regularly. It could be daily, or it could be every 2 days, or it could be every week. Whatever you choose, it is better to do daily. Okay, at least some form of it. If you some days you may want to do for a longer time, that's fine. But some days you may want to do just a little bit of it. That's fine too. So as you get better, as you are motivated, as you are more able to do this for a long time, you will see the result of energy and lack of stress in your life. That's what I'm intending to get you ready in the morning to self care a little bit and develop this inner resilience and go and face the challenges of life. Okay, in that spirit, I wrote a book on the diseases of civilization like diabetes, heart disease, hypercholesterolemia, COPD, drug addiction. All these things are mostly due to lifestyle. You may have inherited genes for that, for example, cholesterol, but then you will aggravate it if you indulge in food that is high in cholesterol, right? So lifestyles have bred this diabetes and cholesterol and heart disease and smoking has resulted in COPD and the drug addiction. These are the five things I focus. There are so many more hypertension, arthritis, like that. But all of them because we don't move the body and we don't keep the mind silent. We are using mind all the time and we are sitting down and watching TV or whatever. That sitting down is the new smoking. You want to avoid that. Okay, so I take the attitude of let us go and fix the roots of these illnesses rather than just symptomatically treating and sending them. Okay? My interview involves any patient who comes to our clinic. I kind of take good history and probe into their lifestyles, and then not a lecture, but more like a homework is given to them. So that kind of thing. Okay. Thanks for appreciating this. And if you want to come up and ask me any question, you can come up at any time. Dr. Roshnak is there. Hi, Dr. Roshnak. How are you? So the purpose of this talk is to motivate people to be more proactive about their wellness, about how to be well, how to take in vital nutrition, how to optimize our exercise, how to sleep qualitatively. That means you sleep well, deep, and how to really calm our mind. You know, so when you go to work, want to be in flow without really thinking too much, and then you just uh, perform joyfully and come out more energized than you are spent. That is possible. You may be physically tired a little bit, but mentally you don't have to be exhausted, and emotionally you don't have to be exhausted. That is what is happening with the burnout of many physicians and doctors too. Nurses. I have a guest here, Dr. Rashna. I haven't seen her lately. Oh, I don't know what happened. She wanted to come up. I allowed her, and then she disappeared. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, welcome, Dr. Rashnak. Nice to see you. Hi,
Hi, good morning.
how are you, Dr. Rashnak?
I'm well. I just had a few moments, so I decided to jump on live.
I'm glad. Yeah,
I saw you here and I thought, let me listen because I've always enjoyed listening to you.
yeah,
You always drop jewels, and I loved what you were saying about sleep,
yeah,
about doing a whole checkup on the patient burnout.
yeah.
Each of those is really powerful and important. But the one thing I think that most people really underestimate
Hmm.
because people are looking for the magic bullet, they're looking for
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
thing to do, and they spend so much money on this or that. They think it has to be so complicated and whatever. But it
Absolutely.
is the very, very three simple things, right?
Yes. Yes.
What you eat,
I did.
how you sleep,
Hmm.
and if you're moving, if you're
Yes.
getting exercise.
Yeah. And keep the mind silent.
But I mean, those three things also.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm a behavioral neuroscientist, amongst other things. I'm a clinical behavioral and computational neuroscientist. And so my work is all in the brain.
Yeah.
And I work with um, neuropsychiatric patients. And the thing that really affects your mood
Mm.
and your
Yeah.
mental stability. So let's suppose you have a real mental health disorder like bipolar. One of the things that really helps to stabilize that is proper sleep.
Absolutely.
Proper sleep. Sleep is so important for actual mental health disorders, not just if I have a mental health challenge or I'm having a hard day or something like this. The
Mm.
real organic disorders
Yeah.
benefit from sleep. Now,
Absolutely.
if you talk about your regular mood, and
Mm.
you know this, your gut microbiome. So here's where your nutrition and your sleep are connected to each other.
Yeah.
Depending upon your nutrition, it can disrupt your sleep.
Yeah.
And if you're not sleeping right, it can actually cause the disruption of everything, including your inflammation and etc.
Yeah.
So these things are very much interconnected.
Yeah.
And as you said, keeping your mind in a good place and space, keeping your, taking good mental health hygiene, not just physical hygiene,
Yeah.
is very physically rooted. And certainly, even with an organic challenge, one can mitigate how severely we will feel the symptoms of something that even has an organic basis, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Rashnak, if you want to come up, please come. There's nobody in the queue. But two important things that Dr. Rashnak was talking about is sleep quality, which I'm going to talk about, and also how to be efficient without thinking rather than allowing it to go all over. That's why getting it into the present moment in the morning and continuing as a perfume through the day is important. Go ahead, Dr. Rashnak.
Oh no, I just loved what you were saying. Could you speak a little bit more to that? That was fantastic.
Yeah, the sleep, for example, I needed that when I was doing the night calls because I'm a morning person. I hated night staying all day. But then I kind of ended up with 2 or 3 hours sleep, but that was very deep quality, which nourished me, which did not give me that burnt out feeling in the morning, right? So that's something major subject I talk about. But two things in yoga. One is called yoga nidra, where you calm your mind by breathing and all that. And the second thing is yoga shavasana, that is dead man's pose with progressive muscle relaxation. When you do deliberately, you especially after workout, something you do workout, either anything, yoga or something else, if you do this, that is real good relaxation right after the exercise, and we do that after a big session. These two really helped me to get into that relaxation mode quickly and calm my mind completely and go to deep sleep. And that kind of emptying the mind every day is something I advocate very fiercely. It doesn't matter what you have, but why do you have to go on thinking about it? Just rest and give it a try to revive the mind. And then in the morning, you have more energy to look at it. So if you have good things, write it down. If you have trivial things, dump them. Either good things or bad things, dump them from your mind at the night time. As you do it every day with intention, you will develop that habit of going and vacating the mind and sleeping on real well. Okay, that is one thing. Another thing is when you think about it, be intentional. So what I do is I stay in this present moment awareness and only think consciously and end after my task is done. That is something we don't do, modern people, but if you do that, I think will help our mind a lot. Otherwise, we're hardwiring all those thought patterns and be calm and act on their own. Right? Dr. Ashnak, makes sense?
Oh yes, I'm about to get kicked off, so I'm going to come back up. But
Yeah.
I love what you said,
Yeah.
and I actually have a comment on that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, please come back. Yeah.
but I would love to recap what you said. The first is to get into deep sleep. The second is dead man's pose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And then the third is to be intentional.
Yeah. Intentional.
And so think about that. I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing that you talked about was getting deep sleep.
Yeah.
The second was dead man's pose, and the third is to do things intentionally. With respect to the first, again, as a neuroscientist, I can tell you that literally you are detoxing your brain when you're in deep sleep.
Yeah.
There are many benefits to deep sleep, but getting into that deep sleep phase is what changes everything, because that is when you do the rejuvenation.
Yeah.
Your lymphatic system in your brain takes over and basically washes out your brain. During the day you have your metabolism in your body,
Exactly.
etc. And your brain is a central servo that runs the body. But when you're sleeping and go into that deep sleep,
yeah,
is actually your brain changes in size, and your cerebral spinal fluid, etc., washes through and removes the toxins. So when you wake up in the morning, you are fresh. We knew for many years that one thing that is affected when we don't sleep is our ability to make decisions. We never knew why we needed sleep until very recently, actually, just some years ago. Maybe it's been a decade. I think it was like 2012 or something like this.
Yeah.
2011 that we discovered this, and the people who discovered it were actually not studying it. They were studying the blood-brain barrier.
Yeah. That detoxification is something natural, and if you allow it to function properly, that means you don't continue the day in the form of dreams or excessive thinking during the pre-sleep stage, and you will go into a deeper sleep. As Dr. Rashnak was saying, it is a detoxifying naturally if you allow it to happen. Yeah.
But you have to make sure that you allow that to happen.
Yes.
Because now we know. So when you wake up after a good night's sleep, you feel fresh. The reason for that is because of this detoxification. I'm sorry, this cleansing, as it were.
Yeah.
This deep metabolizing of the toxins that have been building up throughout the day.
Yeah.
That then allow you to wake up with a fresh batch of your cognitive reserves. The reason now we know that we make many more mistakes, depending upon how sleep deprived we are, is because of that lack of that effect of the deep sleep.
Yeah.
That then it's like you can think of it as a reset. It's cleaning out all the gunk. Like imagine your car or some other machine, and there's all this buildup of gunk, and once you clear that out, you're running like a well-oiled machine. It's much more efficient.
Yeah.
And now you're doing much better in your health, in your decision making that affects your health. You're going to have less stress, et cetera, et cetera. So all these things are interconnected, but that first thing you said, deep sleep, is fundamental to the functioning of everything else.
Yes, exactly. You can come back, Dr. Rashnak, if you have more to say. But what Dr. Rashnak is pointing out is a very commonsensical thing that we all know, that you have to detoxify yourself. But then if you drink to sleep, if you are agitated and all that, it may not work. That's why you want to start your being relaxed and then working. I'm in the flow when I work. I don't get tensed and then work. I kind of have more focus and in the flow. Yeah. Dr. Rashnak, continue, please.
I love that. That's another thing. People want to be in flow.
Yeah.
And to be in flow, your body, your brain, they have to be
in sync. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And so people, they neglect the physical aspect of what supports the things that they're chasing.
Yeah.
And it's very fundamental, because we are in these bodies that are engineered to work optimally, depending upon if you know what you're doing.
Yes.
And by now, this is very common.
Even
so
if you
going to the second thing that you were saying, I'm sorry, did you want to?
No, even if you are playing like a cricket or whatever, your eye hand coordination, everything is important,
Yes.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say.
So just the second thing, I love that you talked about dead man's pose. So I know a little bit of yoga and I'm a big fan of it. And yoga also is extremely important for changing the brain chemistry and the body hormones that allow you to be in a better state, because all the dimensions of wellness are connected to each other. And one of them is physical, right? And the other is spiritual, emotional, etc. So I always thought, okay, you don't think much of it, but when I would lie down, and I love that you explained dead man's poses. So for those of you who don't know, it's just basically when you lie on your back with your arms kind of in a relaxed position, not stuck at your side, but sort of,
In dead man's pose, Dr. Ashnak, important thing is let somebody guide you to relax the muscle groups one by one, like a toes.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, please.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So I love dead man's pose. It's very underestimated. It's undervalued.
Yeah.
But try it. If you have a minute, whoever you are that's listening right now, just the first part of it, which is lying down, flat on your back, just in a relaxed state.
Yeah. I will do the sitting version.
You take right there.
Yeah, right after
makes
this.
A huge difference, right?
Yeah, right after this, after you talk, I'm good to do the sitting down dead man's pose, like head to toe scan.
Better. So now we have a sitting down version. That means you have no excuse. You could do it wherever you are, right?
Yeah. That's what I advocate for my executives or nurses in the corporation. Everybody, I make them do in their own chair, and they say, "Oh my God, this is so easy. We could do it maybe once or twice a day." So, yeah.
And it's so important, because one of the things that we learn in the West is to go 110%. But scientifically speaking, you optimize for your productivity and performance when you go at like 60.
Uh-oh. Come back, Dr. Ashnak. You're telling something important. I had to increase this time a little bit.
I was going to say this really briefly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it, but I actually teach something for increased productivity and performance, and there's multiple reasons about what I call the importance of the power of the pause.
Yeah.
But I take away from what you're doing. So that second thing that you said, the dead man's pose, if you do it flat on your back, or I'm excited to learn to be able to do it sitting up, because, and this is why I'm glad I came in here, because you always drop the jewels if people just take the time to listen.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to be able to benefit from what you're saying. And so the first part is just that pause and that taking a break and that literally the bodily relaxation. Yeah. But I love the actual effect that comes, as you were saying, and I'm excited to jump down and turn it over to you and have you teach us the one by one relaxation of the muscles. It doesn't sound like oh yeah, I can. But literally, if you focus on relaxing a muscle, you'll see that your body is responding. Yeah. During the course of the day, if you'll notice, this is another thing you can take with you. At the end of a day or during a very stressful situation, you'll notice that your shoulders start climbing up around your neck.
Yeah, you do. The tension in
just the act of dropping down your body. Again, I'll give one last bit of neuroscience here. I'm going to jump down. I'm going to listen to you.
Yeah.
Is your body and your brain, of course your brain's part of your body, are constantly in conversation with each other.
Yeah.
And so if you don't believe me, I want everybody to try this right now. Make a big smile.
Yeah.
Make a big smile. Or even if you're just listening to me and smiling, you'll see the change in energy.
Yeah.
Your brain recognizes, for most people, now some people who've had some kind of trauma, it might be different, but for most people, that smile immediately changes your physiology.
Yeah.
You feel the change in your body.
It freezes.
In 3 seconds, you can change how your
It freezes your mind,
right?
Dr. Ashnak. When you smile, it freezes your mind. That's something people notice.
It changes your physiology because the signals of those muscles. I'm going to be very biological here.
Yeah,
before one scientist. The contraction of those muscles has signaled to your brain an interpretation of the state of being. You have learned that this is a state in which you are safe and healthy.
Exactly.
And that signals into your body, and your body responds in kind.
Yes.
So now the other side of it is that when you do things like relaxing the muscles of your body, it signals to your brain.
Yeah.
And then so it's this constant back and forth that biologically, this is not woo woo, people.
Yeah.
That biologically, the scientific evidence that backs up what has been known in the Eastern culture is this.
Yes.
Okay, I'm jumping down. I can't wait to learn from you.
Okay. Sure. So we are going to do that dead man's pose, like our modified version, to sitting down. We call this head to toe scanning. As a matter of fact, some anesthesias is using this, instead of giving anesthesia, sometimes they make them relax with this. And if the practitioner is advanced, they can do the whatever minor procedure they are doing without giving anesthesia. Okay. So pre-sedation is there, but then they may not do that. For this, very simple thing is you got to remember three B's: your body, your breath, and your mind coordinated, right? So that means you just do whatever I'm telling you to do in an order. First, sit down. The posture is both feet firmly on the floor, your toes, your sole, and your heel, all of them completely clutching the ground, right? Make an effort on that, and then take a deep breath in and out, and then make sure your spine is erect. This is the posture that you want to be. Okay, keep your hands slightly rested on your knees, and then keep your neck straight, and then close your eyes if you want to. Listen to my voice and do what I tell you, and coordinate with the breath. Okay, for example, I'm raising my toes from the floor, and take a deep breath as you are raising the toes. Bring it all the way you can do, and then relax them as you breathe out. That is what it is. Whenever you are asked to contract, take a deep breath and contract. And when I tell you to relax, relax with a deep breath. Okay. Now you raise your heels and lower the heels with the breathing out. And then try to contract the calf muscles, taking the deep breath in, and relax the calf muscles. Now focus on the knees and try to contract the muscles as many, both the thighs and also the calf muscles. Now relax. Now relax the knees. Now contract the thigh muscles. Relax with breathing out. Actually, you use only the word relax all the time. Now focus on the thigh and the hips. Relax. Focus on the lower abdomen. Contract and relax with a deep breath. Upper abdomen, relax. Side of the abdomen, other side of the abdomen. Go to the chest, contract pectoral muscles, and relax with a deep breath out. Now go to the shoulders, elevate them, taking the deep breath, and relax with going down. Now to the arms, contract the arms, relax. Focus on the shoulders and relax. Focus on the elbows and relax. Just to repeat the word relax, they will be relaxed. and contract the forearms. Breathe out with relaxing the forearms. Focus on the wrists and relax. Focus on the fingers, elevate them and place them back on the knees, relaxing breath. Now come to the neck, contract the neck muscles and relax. Go to the face, to the chin, relax your chin. Go to the cheeks, relax. Go around the mouth, both eyes, tighten them, both eyes closing, and relax. Lift the chin up a little bit and relax. Mouth, relax. Both your cheeks, relax. And the forehead, relax. Both ears, relax. And raise your eyebrows so that forehead is contracted and relax. And contract the scalp muscles if you can, and then relax. The whole body is relaxed. Watch your breath. Keep it even. You become more alert, awake, not sleepy. Slowly open your eyes. So basically, you go from each muscle group. Don't repeat yourself and do it. Record your voice and then play it back so that you will do at the command of that voice. That way, you will really get the good results. Don't expect the relaxation to be complete in one day. It is the progressively doing it every day. And also try to not react during the work day. Okay, respond. Okay, as you review your reactions, you develop the skill not to react to them, when things are happening, right? So for example, somebody said something that is critical, and immediately you get angry and then you feel hurt and all that. Those are the emotional reactions. You want to review them later and see, is that worth my health? Do I have to react to it? Or if they say something, maybe there is truth in it, I will improve. If it's not truth and out of maliciousness they said it, ignore it and go and do the work you want to do. Okay, that's easy to said done. Then it is really come into that, right? So Dr. Rashnak is coming back. She is a valuable treasure, right? Listen to her. She is very, very good with what she is doing. Yeah, Dr. Rashnak.
Hi, Dr. Earl. Thank you so much. I just wanted to, first of all, thank you for that beautiful sitting dead man's pose relaxation that allows us to become not just more relaxed, but more alert, which people would like to have. Is better focus is a big thing.
Yeah.
I also wanted to just make one comment as you're talking about responding versus reacting, which is part of being intentional, right?
Yes.
Intentional, we can respond. And when we're checked out, that's how we usually go through the day, reactive.
Yes.
But one of the things that helps us to be responsive versus reactive by being intentional and being present is the regulation of emotion. So many triggers, we're not sure where they're coming from, and we're not aware that we're being triggered, which basically means you've given your power away and somebody else or something else is controlling you, right? Because when you're reacting, you're acting. And it's reacting because you're acting unconsciously through this trigger, something you've done before. And when we're present, it keeps us in a place that we can process what's happening, which
Mm.
we normally wouldn't otherwise. This helps us to understand our triggers. This helps us to understand what's important for us or has been important for us, but that we haven't processed. So that wisdom is still to come, is yet to come, because we haven't spent that time. One of the things I always talk about is time traveling. When you go into the past,
Ah.
you're depressed and regretful, right? Or
Yeah.
you go into the future, now you're worried and anxious.
Yeah.
When you are present and intentional, you're not in either of those already destabilized states,
Yeah.
such that something else that comes up can make you even more easily reactive
Yeah.
because you're already destabilized.
You know,
So
yoga has this distinction of brains. One is called manas, other is called buddhi. Manas is that instinctive, reactive mind that we do, but that discriminative faculty, that buddhi, that's how you really understand is to why this lower is reacting so much, because we hardwired it by doing it for so long, and it comes instinctively, even if you want to control it.
100%.
Yeah, but if you cultivate that buddhi, which is actually yoga is about mind control, mind understanding, and elevating the mind the way we do anything. So that's why it's very powerful to understand the other stages of yoga, which are many people don't know. But there is a book, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, 8 stages. Last three are about the mind. Ultimately, the mind is the master. Uh, Come back, Dr. Ashnak. I think I had to say that because that's important point. But that's very valuable. What we are talking about reacting versus responding. Um, you can be aware of your reaction if you are in the moment. Yeah, go ahead, Raj.
No, I loved what you were saying, and it's absolutely true. And so I would like to bring to people's attention what you were saying.
Yeah.
Um, we think, well, that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
That's the habit you've created.
Yeah.
The response is habitual. The brain is always optimizing.
Yeah.
It has to do all these functions. It goes through an inordinate amount of bits of information per minute. Forget about everything else.
Yeah.
And so it's very important that it optimizes where your focus, your attention will go.
Exactly.
And because of that, we have the ability to create habits. Habits are essentially unconscious.
Yes.
And they live in areas similar to impulse.
Yeah.
And so when we have these habitual responses, it's because they've been repetitive behaviors that now the brain says, oh, I need to pay attention to that. And so it is a habitual response. And you know this, Dr. Rao, as a physician, when the doctor sort of hits your knee, they're looking for that non-conscious response, that sort of subcortical response that tells you the parts of the nervous system are intact, but don't require that higher level thinking. That's also where our habits are.
Yes.
So they don't require that higher level presence, processing, etc. So if you want to not have that reaction, if that reaction isn't serving you well, that was an unconscious, unintentional creation of that habit. And it's important to be intentional about creating new habits that do serve you well.
Yeah. We have this neuroplasticity now. Basically, you can create your own brain in
we
the
always
long
had the neuroplasticity. It's just that people, it's like a buzzword. And the neuroplasticity simply means that you're not in a fixed state like a machine that has all the wires already put in. It means that with your actions and your experience and your thoughts and your feelings, you are able to create new ways of interpreting information and of creating behaviors like these habits we're discussing.
See, what intentional mean that you got to be alert and aware to the present, what is happening.
Yes.
We can, from the hardwired unconscious thoughts we cultivated, the hardwiring can be reframed with effort progressively. And that we call it in yoga pratipaksha bhavana, or in modern times cognitive reframing.
So there's something really important about that from the biological perspective. I only have a few seconds, so I'll say it
Yeah.
quickly. And that is, you don't reframe a habit, you can modify a habit.
Yeah.
But the best way to
Exactly.
do this is to create a new habit. I'm
Yeah.
about to get thrown down again.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Dr. Rao.
Thank you, Rashna. Yeah, the reframing in the um, yoga sense is to really understand these unconscious responses we are having, and by being intentional, you would avoid that response come up right away. They call these unconscious habits and all that were formed within our subconscious mind samskaras. So they are always talking about samskaras not only in this life but the next life also. If you cultivate this kind of mindset and thoughts and all the time, you can carry that as a you know yoga divides into stula sarira, that is the gross body, Sukshma Sarira, that is the thought bodies, emotions, and all that. And then Karana Sarira, which is our genes and all that. Karana means cause. Okay. If you have the genes, you will have those. But what it is important is you can be more alert and in the moment and avoid those unconscious response come back on their own. When they come also, you are aware of it. You see, the system that was quoted in Flow, there's a book I recommend, Flow. Um, in that book, the Russian writer, I don't remember, Michael something, he recommends Raja Yoga, Patanjali's Raja Yoga, which is 8 steps. The 8 steps are: first, you got to be ethical and moral. There's the first two with yourself and with society. And then once you establish that background, then you do body culture by asanas and breathing by pranayama, and then withdrawing senses so that you can focus on the mind inside. Those are the five bahya karanas, what you do outwardly, your ethical life, your moral life, your body culture, and your breathing and your sense withdrawal. Then you're preparing for to work on your mind, which has got dharana, dhyana, samadhi. These are the three stages. But dharana is concentrating it. Dhyana is coming to one thought and focusing on one thought for a long time, and then absorbing the complete silence. That is samadhi. Okay, even if you have this samadhi for a few seconds, a few minutes every day, enormous release of mental tension and relaxation happens. Personally, I can out to that, but I can be there for a few minutes. It takes some years to get to that, but you can start by concentrating your thoughts into some flow, some kind of sensible alternative and all that. Don't let the mind go vagabonding all the time. That is the mistake we do. Focus on whatever you do, give complete attention, and then when you want to be creative, when you want to be imaginative, fine, do that, but don't let mind be influenced by any news you see, any comment you see, any body language you see. Immediately it goes into some kind of its own journey. It takes a flight into past experiences, and that is where the regret happens, or really you miss them and you feel bad about it, or you feel bad because somebody else said something and you relive it. Don't do that. And also don't allow the mind to go into future I mean, it's a kind of controversial aspirations and all those things, but plan for the future. While you are doing the plan, focus on each step, pay complete attention. This is the way to be attentive about what is happening in life now, here and now. What happened in the past, you can learn lessons from it. Fine. What is happening in the future, you can plan for it, but when you are executing, it's a process that is important. Is what is that you are doing here now that is important. Okay, so that's why I always say be in the present, be here and now, and that you can start in the morning, cultivate it, and take it to your work or to your play or to your family spend. Whatever you do, be here and now. Don't be preoccupied with some thinking and all that while you are enjoying good time with the family. Be there with them, spend time with them, show them that you love to spend time with them and you're enjoying it because you are with them. So that kind of thing improves your relationships also. Not only at home, but also at work also you can do the same thing. So my mantra is attention to every act. Whatever you are doing, there are so many series of acts there. Attention to every act. This is what I tell my nurses and staff also. Attention to every act. That means you are not floating in the past, you are not going into the future, but you are living the present. After all, for me, present is the life. So live it properly, and that is good. So hopefully you got something out of this session, and thank you, Dr. Ashnak, coming and contributing so well. Um, so my style is take the modern medicine and also integrate the ancient tested wisdom. Okay, if you look at the ancients, they are neurotically stable, while modern people, we are doing a disservice by allowing ourselves to be neurotic. That means same thing happens again and again. Don't do that. Be intentional. Be in charge. Be proactive about your wellness, not only in your body, but also in your mind, in your heart, and relate to everybody else, right? So those seven principles I talked about, we revisit them every day, and then we're going to work on them. And I love it when people like Dr. Rashna comes and contributes. That's kind of a collectively submitting our knowledge and wisdom so that people can improve their lives. So thank you, and I will be seeing you again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Again, the same thing, how to be proactive about wellness on different things. Sleep has come today, but we'll go deeper into the sleep, and I will go talk about yoga nidra. I'll talk about the shavasana much more, and then how you can really anticipate to encounter some problems and they're not able to relax and maybe getting headache and all. How you can do some things before that so that you can really relax. The idea is exert your body, make it oxygenated by deep breathing, and also relieve the tension and aches and pains a little bit, and really relax after that intense workout. Okay, I'm not taking you to the regular workouts that we do because I just want to convey the message of importance of being proactive about wellness and coordinating all the four limbs of wellness I talk about: vital nutrition, optimal exercise, quality sleep, and silence of the mind when it is not needed. Use it when it is needed, but when it is not needed, uh, try to be quiet and calm, and that becomes a habit. And then you will thank yourself down the line. Otherwise, these things will hardwire and then establish themselves, and they'll come back in the old age and bother you. Like, I'm almost 70 now, but I sleep vacating the mind every day. That is one thing I do every day. For a few minutes it takes, and I slip into my being and I sleep very well. The thing worked out or not is testament to you when you wake up in the morning with really very good energy. You are raring to go and conquer the day. Okay, I'm still blessed by that waking up with a lot of energy, and that energy continues to grow through the day. That is something people notice about me is how is that you see so many patients, so many things happen, but you are energetic at the end of the day. The secret is I don't deplete my energy by engaging in unnecessary things. By being in the present, here and now, we don't deplete our energy with unnecessary thoughts, but what is needed for the task in front of us. So that is flow. When you are in the flow, you don't deplete energy. So if you are in the flow during the day, then at the end of the day, you will be relaxing so much easier, and you will go to sleep, deeper sleep, very easier. So attention to every act. That is our mantra as you go into the day. Use that as much as possible. Okay, don't shift into your past or future unless it is needed, but come back into the present all the time. Make an effort all the time. Be attentive. Okay, then it's not about being intention. It's not even about being intention. It's about being attentive. Okay. With that, anybody else has anything to say? I will give a couple of minutes. Otherwise, I will close down the room and I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.